everyone. Welcome to the channel, guys. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Check it out. Before I get into this video, this is live. So if you could see me in the comments, let me know. If you could hear me, let me know as well. I want to make sure that everything is good to go before I continue, doing the stream. I saw this today and I wanted to kind of like address this because I thought it was so ridiculous and so stupid that to me, it was just mind blowing. And I was about to record a video and I decided just to do it live. I decided just to come here and just do it, get some of you guys' comments and see what you guys got to say about this because this is insane. Like, it's to the point that it's funny, but at the same time, it's really not funny because they're involving kids. And, when you do something stupid with your life, I mean, I'm not saying that, is the best thing to do. Obviously, God has amazing plans for you. We just tend to get in the way and not do God's plan. But when you do your thing, it's your thing. But when you put kids involved into your nonsense, to me, that's just uncalled for. Before I get into it, I want to give a couple shout out and I want to, like address everybody that is in the comments. And I appreciate everybody that is watching. Obviously, if you want to support the channel, you could share the video. Definitely share the video. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. But now you could become a member of the channel. I'm getting fancy. YouTube allow me to become a member now or have members. So you guys see that join right there? You could join and become a member of the channel. And apparently it gives you some perks and things like that. I got to work in what kind of perks I'm going to set up and things like that. But anyways, if you want to become a member, you could do that, become part of the Jarher 6 squad. Obviously, you could also support me on Patreon if you want to do it there. But most importantly, share the video. Sharing the video is fantastic. I'm gonna play a couple videos that I have. I already got about 2 videos that I got queued up here that I want to play for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Before I get into that, let me see who's out there. Miller is in the house. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing fantastic. Oh, all right. I got a new lower third thingy. That looks cool. I like that. Who else is in the house? Chance is in the house. Hey, sir, I hope you're doing good. Pastor Shaw is in the house. I hope you're doing good as well, especially with that hurricane and all that stuff that went down you guys' way. Man, it's insane. We just had that nasty hurricane, what was it, maybe like a year or 2 years ago, and now it feels like it's every year. Nick says audio and video is perfect. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Kiff is in the house. What's up, my man? Sergeant's in the house. Who else? A couple people in the house. Appreciate everybody that is out there putting some comments and things like that. So let me bring this video up and oh wait, let me see. AOG's in the house. What's up, my man? I hope you're doing good as well. So, anyways, let me bring this video up and I'm gonna play this video and obviously share some comments in the comment section below, and then we're gonna talk about the video and just get some of you guys input. Let me take this join Jarher 6 squad. All right, that's it. That's enough advertising for a second. So let me bring the video up. All right, so let me kind of like tell you guys what's going on. So essentially in Portland, there has been riots or peaceful protests. These people are unbelievable, and they are flipping out. And I really don't know why. I mean, I understand that some people may get mad about things going on right now, but we live in such an amazing country. I really don't understand why they're being protesting for 93, 94, over 90 days in a row. I mean, it ain't that bad, guys. Like, chill out. Calm down, get a job. Maybe if you get a job and go to work, you'll be a little tired and you won't have time to do none of this nonsense. If you notice, all these people are like young kids. Get a job so you are tired at nighttime and you don't have to like deal with this kind of stuff. But anyways, so they've been rioting, they've been destroying the places, they've been destroying all over the place. I mean, people have been killed. It's sad that this is happening, and the politicians refuse to do anything about it. Refuse to do nothing about this situation. And at this point, I know a lot of people say it is not true, that it's only peaceful protests, but you could simply go online and you see the devastation and the damage that these people are doing to the city. And I'm gonna tell you, if I be a business owner, some of you guys may be business owners out there, I'll be very, very, very upset about this. I really will, because, or I would, because obviously you're trying to make money, you're trying to support your families and things like that. And if every night you have 200 people outside your business destroying your locations and things like that, is insane, really insane. And the thing about it is that we pay taxes, and the government is supposed to provide some type of safety. I mean, that's why we pay taxes for it. So it's getting to the point that all these business owners are paying tons of taxes, and there's zero protection to their business, zero protection to the property, just like we do pay taxes as well, property taxes and things like that. So it's insane. I want to, like, let me bring this video right here, and I want to show you this to you guys, because the thing that kind of bothered me about this one, that I was like, this is just more stupid. And I hate using that word, but I thought it was more insane than actually, the Antifa protest, right? And it's not going to have any volume, but I'm going to play it right here, and I'm going to be. Let me see, my mic should be on. So I'm going to be talking about this. So you see a mass amount of people, and you see this dude right here. This dude is dressed like a Spartan. Like, I mean, this guy just got punched in the face right there. I mean, again, this dude is dressed like a Spartan. I couldn't even believe it. Really couldn't even believe that that was going on. Let me bring this up here. I mean, really couldn't even believe it. I'm going to tell you right now, I was in shock when I saw that, because, like I say, you have people. Look at this guy. You have a guy dressed like a Spartan. And if you see the tweet right here, which is in Spanish, by the way, but there's a large amount of people that are conservatives, that are Hispanic. That's one of the things that, it's kind of like a lie that they're pushing out there. Like, there's a lot of Hispanics that are conservative. There's a lot of Hispanic that love the press in the United States. There's a lot of Hispanics that love the freedoms that we have here. And we truly appreciate it, because, we come here to have a better life. And it's just like the same thing, like minorities. There's a lot of black people that are conservative and love this country, and they want President Trump to get elected again over Biden. Many of them, if you go into YouTube and you start doing some research, you will find many guys saying no, man, because obviously the left wants to separate us in some kind of race. And if you're Hispanics, or if you're a minority, you're not supposed to like the president. You're not supposed to. It's like a big no, right? And I'm going to tell you, for some of you guys, I get some heat from family members sometimes. Like, it's crazy, because I hear people, and it's kind of going off subject for a second, but I hear people saying all the time, hey, you know what? Trump is racist. And I said, well, give me an example. And literally, they cannot give me an example. And to me, it's like, what are you talking about, man? You coming to me to tell me, why am I supporting, you know, the president of the United States, and you're telling me that he's racist. And when I ask you for an example, you cannot provide an example, like a legit example, not just because you're upset and you don't like the guy and you want to repeat whatever this guy repeated. No, don't repeat what this person said. You are saying that he's racist. So give me an example that you think is racist. And they really can, they really can. Saying things like, well, he wants to build a wall to protect our nation. That's not racist. That's just smart. You have a front door in your house, right? You have a front door in your house. If you walk outside, wherever you're standing right now, do you have a front door? Obviously, you do. So you want to have a wall that is going to protect that country. So, but again, we have this guy right here that is dressed like a Spartan. You can't even believe this stuff. You really can't believe this stuff. But the thing about it is that not only he's dressed like a Spartan, and he actually got attacked, because in this tweet right here, which I translated to English, but it's not showing right now, he's saying that he's pretty much getting attacked because he looks very he's wearing like the flag colors, and he looks like a patriot in a way. And it's interesting to see that, because obviously what I'm trying to say here is that if you're going to go to a place that you're going to be being, opposing what you see here, the riots, right? So you're going to go over there to preach or talk about the other side. You got to be really careful because these people are violent, violent. And if you're going to bring a little girl, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is insane. He's here with a little girl. This is a father and a daughter, supposedly, and you have a mob of people screaming at him, cursing him out. This guy with the green shirt right here is about to get punched in the face. Man, got punched in the face right there. And you bring in your daughter there. What kind of nonsense is that? Literally, guys, what kind of nonsense is that? To me, that's just unacceptable. Unacceptable that he's bringing his daughter there, putting his daughter at risk, putting his daughter in a capacity where he could get, something bad could happen. I'm going to show you another video. Here we go. This guy, man, this guy is running for his life. He's just running for his life. You see that? And you have a little girl right there, in the middle of a highway. In the middle of a highway. Look at all these people running towards him. Let's watch that again. Look at this. This guy is hitting that fence right there. And this guy is just running for his life. This is just stupid. I mean, this is just, I hate to say this, but this is so stupid. Let me see some of the comments out here. I mean, this is just insane how stupid this is. Like, I can't even believe it. When you see things like this, I cannot even believe that this guy is bringing his daughter to this location. This is zero situational awareness. It's zero. I'm going to tell you the best way to win a fight, don't get yourself in a fight. I understand that some of you guys may say, well, I'm tired and sick of this situation that is happening. And some people want to, go over there and talk about it. Or, even some people go there and fight. I don't recommend that. Let the police and let the local officials do their job. But at the same time, it's like, why are you bringing your little girl into this location? That's just unacceptable. She's going to get something's going to happen. It's going to be bad. And then you're going to say, well, somebody attacked me and did this and this and this. Well, the best way to win a fight is not putting yourself in a fight. So what are you doing there? Walk away from those places. Really, walk away from those places. It's ridiculous. It's just stupid, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you, I know some of these guys, I want to kind of like address a couple things here. Some of those guys said things like, well, this is why we love a Second Amendment. I think somebody put it in there. And I totally agree with that. I mean, our Second Amendment is so precious. The fact that we could have a gun to defend ourselves is so precious and so amazing. It's the most important amendment of every other one out there. It protects every single thing. It protects our country. It protects everything. Our Second Amendment is the biggest thing ever. But if you're going to go to a place like this, you're just looking for a fight in a way. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to walk into a place like this, you better be ready for a fight because it's going to happen. It's like jumping in the water with great white sharks and not expected to get, in some type of issue with this great white shark. It's like going to Afghanistan when I was in the military and not expecting to be in a firefight or some kind of way. It's going to happen. If you show up to a place like this, it's going to happen. So to me, we got to keep it simple. Really got to keep it simple. There is a political system, there is police officers, there is all these people that are supposed to be dealing with this situation. If you show up to a place by yourself with no situational awareness, just there thinking that you're going to do something because you look like a fool, dressed like a Spartan with your little girl, what do you think is going to happen? This to me is zero common sense. Zero common sense. It's just it's just unbelievable, to tell you the truth. It's just unbelievable to see this stuff. Like I look at this and I see this guy looking like an idiot, you know, and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, really, what are you doing with that little girl there? I know I've been saying this already for quite some time, but it's just insane. Let me look at some of the comments that you guys are putting here because it's just insane. If you guys got any comments, let me know down in the comment section below. Put some comments in there. AOG says crazy stuff. Definitely crazy stuff. I got another video that I didn't want to show you yet, but I'm going to show it to you because a lot of you guys are here. So I wanted to show you guys how, is so important to have situational awareness because people are out there looking, really looking to cause damage and to attack people. It's horrific what's happening. But right now, what we're seeing is a country that we see a lot of unrest. We see a lot of people that just don't want to follow the law. And we are seeing politicians calling upon people to do crazy stuff. We see politicians justifying the fact that people are attacking other people. People are burning down cities. They're not condoning that stuff. Really not condoning that. So let me just look at some of the comments here. Um, RIP said, this is why we love our Second Amendment. Like I said, man, that's what I'm saying. We love our Second Amendment, but we got to be really careful with our Second Amendment because one thing is just having our Second Amendment and protecting our family. And another thing is just walking into a place like this that is hundreds of people with your little daughter and expecting that something good is going to come out of this. I say this all the time. And some of you guys that have been watching me, you guys probably know this. You can fix a run with a run. You really can. And I know a lot of times to talk about God, but I like to use the God, the Jesus analogy in a way. Like Jesus came with good and to fix a bad with good. He didn't came to fix a bad with bad, right? He came to fix something that was wrong with good and love. And look at the what came out of that. Thousands of years later, we still have people glorifying our Lord and Savior, giving their life to the Lord, and Christianity is still strong, right? Because He fixed a bad with good and love. Imagine if we would have done it with something horrific. It would have not lasted. That's why I don't agree with some of the stuff that's happening. Because if we want to bring a conversation, if we want to bring a positive result, if we want to bring anything good to this situation that is going on, you know, things like this is not going to bring anything. Really not. Really not. And let me show you something now that I'm talking about this. I saw this video and I was kind of disturbed by this one. Really disturbed. If you have kids, you probably don't want them to watch this. But I'm gonna play this, and here we go. I mean, that's just disgusting. Disgusting, man. Like this guy, older man, bring the microphone back on. Looks to me like like not a young buck, an older man, and he just get hit. Look at how hard that guy dropped in the floor. Literally, that's just insane. And this is what we're seeing. And if you actually listen to the volume on this video right here, they're laughing. It's like hilarious. But I'm gonna tell you what, if this would have happened right now, if that guy right there, I don't know the status of him, he could have definitely been killed. He hit the floor really, really hard. I mean, you saw how he face planted the floor. It got hit with apparently a brick in the back of his head. So this to me is serious bodily harm. But if he would have defended himself, then it would have been all over the news. It would have been riots. It would have been protests because how come a guy, let's say for example, he's a concealed carrier or something like that. How come he took a gun out and he's harassing people and all that? That's the kind of life that we're living now. But in the other hand, we see him getting hit in the back of the head, and I don't know the status on him right now, but he could have died from that. Or he could die from a strike like that. But this is what we're seeing. We're seeing young kids, and I say young kids a lot because apparently there's a lot of young kids that have zero respect, that feel that they could do anything. And in a way, it feels like they could do anything because they have been encouraged to do, and no one stops them. It's just like they could do anything for whatever reason. They could burn down a city, and it's fine. The police don't do anything because their hands are tied up by politicians. I'll tell you right now, if they would have stopped the first riot, The first time they burned down the city, they would have walked in there and reestablished order, law and order. We wouldn't have seen that. But we have politicians that are pretty much saying, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to do that. We have people saying that it's okay, that it's not violent. It's not violent. We have people saying that it's okay to steal because the businesses have insurance. This is like BLN leaders saying, "Oh, you know what? It's okay to steal. The businesses have insurance." Insane. And saying it's not okay to steal, it's not okay to loot, it's not okay to hit people in the back of the head, it's not okay to burn down the cities. It's okay to protest, obviously, but let me bring some of the comments up here. Let's see. All right. So, and here's the thing, this guy right there that got hit in the back of the head. I mean, out of way, it was, I got let me put this comment here. Apache said, don't turn your back either, ever. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, some people are just living their life. It looks to me like he was just going for a walk and enjoying his life. So, sometimes we gotta be careful because, not everybody live in that kind of state of mind. People just living their life, and people expect to live in a safe community. People really do. Now, people like, a lot of us, being carrying guns, we serve in the military, and a lot of that, because of the military and because all the stuff that we went through, we usually like, like we a little bit more than the basic civilian, right? We understand that. We think about, more like survival and things like that. Just because of military background, we a lot of times that pass, it's always in a brain housing group, if you want to put it that way. But some civilians don't. They're just civilian, and I'm gonna tell you what. I mean, obviously have situational awareness, but some civilians are just living their life normally, and they should. They should live their life normally, not thinking that they're gonna get hit in the back of the head with a brick. Because we live in a society where we supposed to have law and order, where we supposed to have police officers out there conducting their job, right? Since some cities have defunded police, what's have happened? Crime has increased. Uh, uh, People are getting killed. Businesses are being burned. I'm going to tell you right now. Somebody asked this question the other day. It says, "So far, what have we seen from Black Lives Matter? Anything positive?" And if you said something, let us know. Let us know, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm a minority, right? Like, I was born in Cuba. I came here at the age of 14. I love this country. I served in this country in the Marine Corps and all that. But if I will have a group, and again, I was actually born in Cuba, right? Not to take away from some Hispanics that, your dad is Hispanic, like my children, right? Not taking away, but like I actually was born in a different country, right? I remember when I became an American citizen and I had to raise my hand and do the whole thing, right? One day, maybe I'll tell you guys the story about that. So, but so in other words, I'm as Hispanic as you can be, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And I get attacked. A couple weeks ago, one guy was like questioning that. He was like, "No, you are a European Hispanic. European Hispanic. I've never been called that in my life." But anyways, that's not the point of the conversation. The point that I was trying to make is that as a minority born in Cuba, all that stuff, if there will be a group that it says all Cuban life matters and is doing the stuff that I see happening right now, I will be like, don't even associate me with those guys. Like, don't even associate me with those guys. Like, I don't even want to be part of that. So there's a couple things that I see. Really, we haven't seen anything positive, right? And when you make comments like this, people say all the time, well, you're just racist. Just because you don't agree with somebody, you don't have the right to call him racist. It doesn't work that way. Like, if I don't agree with you and your replies is like you being racist, what kind of conversation are we having? That's not a true conversation. But I'm going to tell you right now, just for being here in YouTube, there's a lot of black people that do not support Black Lives Matter. And when you said things like that, people say, well, do you not support black life? Of course we support black life, but we don't support the group Black Life Matters. And if you are a black person, I wouldn't either. Like, I would be really careful about this. First of all, they don't believe in a family system. They don't. And if you're a Christian man, you shouldn't even support it either, because they affirm a lifestyle that goes against Christianity. They affirm that. And I'm pretty sure the Bible says you can't affirm those things. So I don't see some of these old boys out there, you and your walk with Christianity, you do your thing, I do my thing. But the Bible is pretty simple in that. Don't affirm, don't concur with those things. You could love on people, you could love people, help people, support people. You don't have to be mean to people, help them in any kind of way. But if you support some things that go against Christianity, you have an issue, because I'm pretty sure that our Lord Jesus Christ says, if you love me, you follow my commandments. So it's not about you. This is a problem that a lot of Christians have. Christian says, well, I don't like this. Well, you made a mistake right there, because Christianity is not about I. Christianity is about Jesus Christ and about him. And the Bible says, I must decrease so he can increase on me. So this is why we get confused about this. Christianity is not about favoring. Christianity is not about AOG. Christianity is not about chance. Christianity is not about Pastor Showers out there. Christianity is about Jesus Christ. And what did Jesus Christ says? He says many things about some things that we shouldn't concur with. Again, when you said things like this, people attack you, and they said things like, well, what do you mean? You just hate people. That's not really a true, it's not really a good conversation to have if every time I'm going to say something, you're going to attack me. I don't hate you. You do your thing, man. You do your thing. It's fine. you know. And if I could help you, I help you. If I could assist you in kind of way, I assist you in kind of way. If I could, do anything for you, my brother, I would do anything for you. But one thing is doing something and helping and loving the people, and the other thing is participating and affirming that. And again, this group has severe issues. They don't agree with the family. We all know that fathers are such a big component of raising a family. So you have a group. Again, I'm going to go back to the point of, if all Cubans' life matter and your group wants to destroy the family, you don't want to have Cubans, men, there showing the example to the Cuban children. I wouldn't support you, man. And then you're going to go against God's principle. I wouldn't support you neither. So again, you got to be really careful when you have this conversation, because people say, well, you're being racist towards black people. No, I'm not at all. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, pink, purple, yellow. I don't know. In the Marine Corps, we call each other greens. You green, I'm green. But again, when you look at the group in cell, that is just spreading division. And not only that, it's based on a lie, because we all know that by stats, you know, cops are now looking for black kids to murder. So it's pretty insane when you talk about these things, but it's just a lie. Let's talk about this lie that is being said. George Floyd and the new guy, Jacob guy, whatever, and the guy in Georgia that burned down the Wendy's over, the rich whatever, and Micah Brown in Missouri, none of those guys were racially profiled. Those guys, I mean, police officers responded to a call. This last guy, Jacob whatever, Jacob Blake, they responded to a warning. They knew the guy was there because his baby mama called, and they knew they were looking for the guy, and the guy had a warrant for sexual assault. Like, come on, people. So how do you respond to a warrant? When you go and execute a warrant, it's not your regular traffic stop. And then the guy got into a fight. The guy did not comply with none of the commands that he was giving. They put a gun to his face and he continued to walk away. What were you trying to do? Commit suicide by cop? You know, if a cop take a gun at you, the basic person, and here's the thing, the basic person would have been like this: hey man, chill out. Not run away or walk away and go and get something out of the vehicle. Come on, man. Was George Floyd racially profiled? No. There was a phone call to 911. Cops show up, and the guy was like, that's the guy. So we are extremely confused on what racially profile is. Extremely confused about that. Now, can you argue police brutality? You could potentially argue police brutality. I'm not saying no. But can you argue racially profile? No. They responded to a call for service. If somebody calls the police and say, hey, I'm looking for a Hispanic male that is wearing a black shirt that says hashtag 2A and he's wearing a black shirt, a blue hat that has an American flag. I know they don't match, but it's okay. Am I being racially profiled? No, I made the discretion, man. Stop it with the racially profile thing. So, anyways, let me see who's out there. So, I just want to say a couple things. You know, we got to implement some type of situational awareness. You know, there's a lot of things going on. There's cities being burned. There's crazy amount of attacks out there. There's a lot of hate attacks. We've seen it all over Twitter, white versus black, and there has been a lot of attacks, people getting harassed based on the color of the skin. Those are hate attacks, hate crimes, right? It's happening. Stay away from those places. As I see the news and I see the videos in the internet, people think it's cool. Look at this fool. This guy is a fool, man. And I hate to say that, but look at this. I mean, this guy's there with his little daughter, dressed like a Spartan, man. Like, are you kidding me, dude? He's hitting a window. I mean, like, are you serious? Are we really doing this? You're going to a place like that where your daughter is just on call for. You got to stop doing that stuff. It's just on call. Let me see some of the comments. If you guys got comments, definitely put it in the comment section below. If you want to become part of the squad, the Jar 6 squad, you could do that by going into my channel. And you see that little thing that it says there, join. You could join. Obviously, that's monetarily. And I appreciate that because, as you guys know, this kind of videos get me in trouble. But we continue to do it because I enjoy them very, very much. All right. Let me see. If anybody's out there, put comments down in the comments section below. And if you want to support the channel, Richard said, I wish I had some money to give you. Don't worry about it, dude. Share the video. You could share the video. You could click on the little thing, share my video, put it on what is that, Facebook or anything like that. Check it out too. I'm coming up to, let me see if I could bring this up. I'm coming up to 60,000 subscribers. It's just so amazing. 59,979. So I'm 21 subscribers away. You gotta be kidding me. I was like 15. This is what happened. I come here to live stream and I lose like 6. Anyways, 60,000. I'm 21 away, and that is so fantastic. So I just want to come up here too and say thank you. I really appreciate the support and everything that you guys have done for me. I really, really appreciate that. If you guys got any questions, put it in the question below, or me in the comments. I'm going to answer a couple questions, and then I'm going to go to sleep because I work for a living. I don't do this for a living. So again, if you guys got any questions or anything like that, put it down in the comment section below. To all my Marines out there, Semper Fi. I know there's a couple Marines in the comment section. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate that. Let me see some of the comments. And if I miss your comment, I'm kind of going through the comments right now, and I will go through the comments later on as well. But I do appreciate all the comments that you guys are putting out there. A couple new faces that I seen, and let's see. All right, I think I'm back. I kind of froze for a second. If you could see me, let me know now in the in the comment section below. I froze for a second. So here's the thing. I want to say a couple things before I sign out. Yeah, if you see me, let me know in the comments. The computer kind of froze and I got kicked out for a minute. All right, I'm back. Got it. All right. So here's the thing, guys. It's gonna get crazy. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying how some of the gun channels are like, excuse me, pushing fear out there. And I hope that I don't come across that too much. Like I know a lot of times I come here and share some things that are going pretty crazy and all that stuff. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying, hey, some of the gun channels get pretty crazy about things. Sometimes it feels like they're spreading too much fear, or something bad could happen, and a little conversation about that. I think at this point, I'm not going to say, you live your life how you want to. But what I always have said, and I've said this for years, this is not new for me. If you've been following me for a long time, you probably know this, is that you should have a security system. You should have some type of security system already, home defense plan. You really should, for any type of situation. It doesn't have to be for crazy riots or anything like that, but you should have it by this point. And in fact, a lot of times I say you have a 10-minute plan. Because you know what? A lot of people say, I call the cops. Well, you call the cops, but can you wait for 10 minutes? Because the cops ain't coming that fast. And in some cities out there, it may be more than 20 minutes. I seen some guys here in the comments that said, dude, it just doesn't, it's going to be a long time. So, again, you really need to have a plan to defend yourself. And I understand that some people don't have, some people don't like guns like some of us do, but you don't have to like guns. You don't have to have a safe like I have with a bunch of rifles and stuff. That's fine. But you should have a firearm if you legally could buy a firearm. You should have a firearm, or you should have, a little bit of water. You should have a little bit of food. You should have, spare magazines. You should have a holster, little things like that. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to get your credit card and get yourself in debt. But little by little, what I have come to find out is that you could sit down, you could write down a plan, like actually write it down and be like, all right, I need some things, and you could buy it little by little. Like nowadays, I haven't bought a gun in a long time. And because I really don't need a gun, and nothing has really like touched me to a point that I say, man, I want to buy that gun, right? I've been wanting to buy a shotgun lately. I don't know why. Shotgun is, maybe a Mossberg 590 or Remington. What is it, 870? Yeah, yeah. I want a shotgun. But again, things like that. Like in my later life now, I think about flashlights, batteries, generator. I have a generator. I have gas and things like that. But you should really come out with your home defense plan, and you should execute that. Some of you guys could carry a gun legally. Well, and you haven't done the paperwork. Think about doing the paperwork, because you never know. Think about, doing some training, thinking about starting to go to the range a little bit more, and improve your skills in case, something ever happened. You actually know how to use your gun. You talk to gun owners that have no idea how to use the guns, like literally no idea. And that's scary, because if something happened, you have to become your own 911, your own. Like if something happened, you have to become your own. So, I'm not going to come up here to say, hey, you need to have, three AR-15s and like this and that. But what I'm going to say is that you need to have a home defense plan. And if your home defense plan has a firearm, that's the where to go. If you could have a firearm in your home defense plan, obviously That's important because that's going to allow you to defend yourself. We saw what happened with that guy, Kyle. I mean, what, 50, 60, 70 people? I don't know. It was a mass amount of people running towards him. Multiple suspects. A guy had a gun. He got hit in the back of the head. He got hit with a skateboard. People were jumping on top of him. One guy had a pistol on him, and he was able to defend himself because he had a firearm. No firearm, he would have died right there. And some people say, no, yeah, he would. We have seen so many riots so far. We're coming up in months of riots, and people have been killed already. So we know that's happening, and we know that they wouldn't hold back. A couple of the guys that attacked him were felons. One guy had like a sexual assault crime or something like that. So these people weren't good people, really weren't good people. So again, I, you know, it is what it is. Let me see, my friend. Sergio Ross says, I have a 500. I bought it in the early 90s. Awesome. I almost bought a 500 or 590 a few months ago, and maybe almost like a year ago. And I just didn't. I don't remember what. I went there to buy a shotgun, and I bought something else. Um, but let's see. Some dude says Antifa and BLM are on the same level of Afghani insurgents. You kidding me? I didn't say that. Did I say that? But let's see. And depends. I mean, really depends. I saw Iraqis that they were just disturbing. Like they would sit on the bridges and we would come in a convoy and they would sit there and they wouldn't move. So they were being passive resistant. So I guess technically, if you want to compare those guys' passive resistance to then, maybe yeah. If you want to compare like the guys when we got attacked with car bombs and things like that we went through, then no, then they're not the same yet. But uh let's see. David Wicks, what's up, brother? I hope you're doing good, my man. Great points as always. You do a great service, and you have done a great service for our country. Much respect, brother. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. If you don't know, me and David Wicks went to boot camp and MCT. He could testify that I was in the Marines. People tell me all the time, man, you're lying. You were in the Marines. Oh, man. Don said, great trigger control. Yes. Yes, great trigger control. Here's the thing that I want to mention, and it's interesting because at one point in the video, I made this point already, but at one point in the video, I think it was the third guy who got shot, the guy who actually had the gun. He kind of like looked at him, and the rifle was kind of like pointing to his direction, but he didn't fire. He really didn't fire, right? And he only fired, it was about a second delay. He only fired when the guy tried to rush him. So at one point, they made eye contact. The guy kind of went like this, like backed up, and he didn't fire. But then he tried to rush him, and then he fired. So obviously he fired. That right there shows that he fired when his life was in danger. When he actually thought that he was in fear for his life, that's when he engaged that guy. So every single shot that he took was pretty much justified. He didn't took any extra shots or anything like that. And in fact, if you look when he got up to his right, there was a guy with a big stick, like standing there. Obviously, I would have bet my life that if Kyle wouldn't have had a rifle, that guy with that big stick would have done something because there's a reason why he had the stick, right? Um, so again, that guy just stood there, and the Kyle kid got up and walked away, right? And it was another guy that put his hands up. Obviously, he didn't shoot at that guy neither. So, for some of the people that are saying, oh, he was just trying to shoot at people, no, he didn't. He could have shot. He had an AR-15 with a large, with a plenty amount of rounds. He could have had shot more, and he didn't. Every round that he took, in my opinion, it was actually, you know, justified. Let's see. All right. Don says, Sergeant USNC 8186. Man, I was born in 81. Well, simplified to you, my friend. Uh, Ura, let's see. 2002 to 2013. 11 years. Staff Sergeant. Ura. That's why the channel's called Jarhead 6. The 6 is for E6. David Wick says 2002 to 2007, Sergeant USMC. Man, I love having Marines. I always like having Marines in the channel because one thing about Marines that they will tell you how it is. They don't hold back. If you're full of crap, they will tell you you're full of crap. So sometimes when I make videos and Marines put comments, I'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not doing too bad because if I say something stupid, they will call me out right away. So I love having Marines in the channel. Let's see. And some of you guys have put comments for the first time. I truly appreciate it. A lot of times I see uh, guys putting comments, and it's always awesome to see comments from new guys. Be like, hey, I've been watching for a couple years, and first time I comment. Put comments in the channel. I like to see some of you guys. We got an army guy in the house. It's always to have good army guys in the house. We love you guys too. Oh. I appreciate Apaches in the house as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Really do. Really, really do. If you guys got any other comments, put it here. I got a couple more minutes before I gotta go night night. Like Manny said, my little boy says night night. Me night night. Me night night. I love that little boy. So again, little home defense plan. We really got to establish a home defense plan because I feel like me personally, I feel that it's going to get worse. And I hate to say this stuff, but it's going to get worse all the way into November and then elections. And probably about a month after, it's going to continue. Don't be surprised if they start saying nonsense and all that. So it's probably going to get a little bit bad. And then probably if President Trump becomes the president again, which I'm hoping and praying for, a month will pass by and we're probably going to go back to the same thing that is happening now. People are going to continue to attacking. People are going to continue to say, that he's doing a horrible job and things like that. But, it's just, it is what it is, and again, appreciate everybody that is watching out there. Really, really do. We're coming up to 60,000 subscribers, and it's just amazing. It's really, really amazing that we're coming up to that number, and I'm just humble. I never did this um, for recognition or to get a bunch of people or anything like that. I always been having fun. I always been sharing my life, and apparently there's a bunch of you guys that think just like me. So, all right, let's see. AOG, all right, my brother. I hope you're doing good. I think David Wig is leaving as well. Mr. Santos in the house. Big shout out to you, sir. Let's see what made me sad watching a 17-year-old how to make those decisions. Made me feel like us vet fail at securing freedom, fail at stepping up and securing our community. Yeah, man. That's pretty deep, man. Really is because like I said in my video, I said that it's just sad that a 17-year-old has to go through that. He should be doing all the things. Like I got a 16 and a half. Like we talking about getting his first job. We're talking about getting a license. I was just talking to Fabian about his job. Like, hey, he wants to apply for a job, and I'm like, all right, maybe let's think about it. What do you want to do? I'm thinking like, make sure your grades continue to be high. When I was 15, I had to work because we were so poor that we had to work. But in my son's, my son has a different lifestyle because we have worked so hard for that, that he doesn't really need to work like I did when I was 15 and 16, to help the house. So I'm trying to get him to have a good life. And it's sad that you got a 17-year-old walking around with an AR-15, and providing medical. And to me, it's like, what is going on? Let kids be kids. And I know a lot of you guys think that it's great. Some people actually put comments like, oh, I joined the service at 17 and things like that. I get that. I'm not saying that it can be done, or I'm saying, why is he doing that? Obviously, you know what? It's impressive that he's 17 and he was out there helping, cleaning graffitis and all that. That's to me, it's impressive. But at the same time, as a father, I think to myself, man, if my kid is 17, do I want my kids to be running around this place with an AR-15 and a medical bag? Of course, no. I don't want my kid doing that. Why are they doing those things? And like, when the militia comes in, it's a total failure on the community already. Like, the militia should never come in. Like, veterans should never have to step outside with a rifle like it happened in all these places, in protecting their houses. This should not happen. We should not have to stand outside our house with an AR-15 to protect businesses and protect home. We shouldn't do this. This is a failure on the political leaders that are leading this community and are failing the community. So in a way, it's kind of like, this is why it's so important to vote, because we got to vote these people out, because by the point that we have to do this, is like, we shouldn't do this. I know some of you guys own houses or own businesses. We pay a ton of taxes. Some of you guys work, and I don't know about you guys, but between my house and my job, wow, I'm paying somebody's rent, because Lord, they take a lot of money out of me. So, but here we are, the community is now being saved. So, anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is that, yeah, it is sad that some guys have to go out there and do something about it. It really is sad, and it's a failure on the government. There's no need why that said. If the government would have done their job and politicians would have done that job, that kid should have never been put in that fight. So it is a failure, or their job, straight up failure. Uh, let's see. And again, it's not one of those things. I made a comment like this. Steven said his parent should have never let him go there. And some people say, well, at least he's doing more than than some of us. And I'm like, okay, got it. But it was pretty tough to put that kid in that position where he had to, like, face crazy amount of people and shoot so many people. And I mean, it's just pretty unfair that we put in through that as a country. It should have never happened. Again, if the politicians will be doing their job and the cops will be doing their job, or allowed to do their job because they're being held by politicians, this should have never happened. This should have never happened. And the people that are there, man, when you start doing some research on these people that are there, it's pretty crazy. Like the guys that got shot, one guy was a sexual abuser. The other guy belonged to some kind of crazy group, like the People's Revolution or something. You know, um, so some of these people are in this protest. They just, once again, they're just using this event to pass their agenda. They have nothing to do. Some people may be part of BLM. Some people want to, like, actually make a change in this country, but there are some groups in there that don't care about black people. They could care less. They're just there to cause issues because they hate this country. Like, think about it. When you have that video that I played out a couple days ago where it says "Death to America," they're screaming that. They hate the country. So they're just using this situation that is happening to pass their agenda. That's what they're doing. So let me see. Cricket 53 said, I support black. I support all life for that matter. I would never support BLM. I kind of feel like that too, man. So, all right, let's see. Stephen B says, my son is 17. I, I could imagine letting my kid go. I will go in his place if I feel it's needed. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Let's see who else out there. Here's the thing, man, and I'm gonna say this. I'm coming up to the end of this live stream, but I'm gonna say this. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Put comments down below and let me know. But have you noticed that now with the Biden campaign, the girl Kamala Harris is the one doing kind of like all the talking? She's been doing a lot of the talking. So I don't want to get into like maybe they want him to get elected so she's in control kind of thing. But she sounds like she's doing a lot of the talking. And him being so old, I think he's really old. A lot of people make fun of him, but we need to realize one thing: he's old. Like bless the Lord, I guess that he made it so old. He's old. This job, you have to be in physically in shape to be able to deal with the stress of becoming, the president of the United States. You really do. And he's just really old. So a lot of times when he forget things and stuff like that, that's just old age. So I seen a lot of her. I seen her doing a lot of the talking, and I just find it kind of weird that it seems like I don't know. It seems like she's in charge, not him. All right. So, anyways, appreciate everybody that's watching. We had a bunch of guys watching. You guys are fantastic. I really, really appreciate the support. I hope you guys enjoy this live stream for a little bit. I'll be doing more of this, here in the channel because I'm really I enjoy them as well, and I enjoy spending time with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Put comments down below, and as always, God is in control.